Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan.
Our next guest is Theresa McKenna from Empowerment Strategies Coaching and Consulting. Theresa is an executive coach and small business consultant. She is an ICF professional certified coach, a leadership development trainer, certified communication specialist, and trained as a family counselor. She is on faculty at 2 schools of coaching. Theresa is a partner in Empowerment Strategies Coaching and Consulting, which is dedicated to bringing tools for success to small business owners. Theresa, please tell us a little bit about what you're doing when you're not coaching.
I like to play in the mud.
In the mud?
Well, that's weird.
What's that about?
Well, I love to garden, and I'm a potter.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so I really like to play in the mud.
There you go.
Literally.
Literally.
I was thinking you were going to say something about your grandkids or...
Well, I do that too, but, you know.
They like playing in the mud, right?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
So since this is a show about homes, tell us about a fond memory you have of a home you lived in.
We lived in Switzerland for a while.
Oh.
And that was a delightful home. It wasn't that it was beautiful in the way that you expect to see an absolutely gorgeous home, but it was a traditional Swiss chalet kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The Swiss Miss hot cocoa image.
And it was just such a change from anything that I had ever experienced before, and I really loved the romanticism of being in Switzerland and living in a Swiss home, knowing that I could walk out the door and a few miles up the road you literally could see cows with the little floral.
They do that to the
things.
Cows?
They do.
Put little flower
the
things
little
on there?
flower things on their head, because every year they go up into the meadows to graze, and it's a big festival. So it's really fun.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So tell us, how did you get into coaching and consulting?
Oh, coaching and consulting. Well, for a long time I was a counselor, and one of the things that really concerned me was that I didn't think that we were making enough progress doing counseling. It often felt like we were just revisiting the pain, and that's just not who I am. I was frustrated with not being able to see people move forward. And I love being able to see people really move forward and make changes so that they can achieve the success that they want.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I think the service, one of the great service that we're going to talk about that you provide is recruiting and placement.
Right.
So
talent acquisition.
Thank you. Talent acquisition. So what makes recruiting for small businesses so difficult?
Well, let me just back up a moment here in that the reason that I got into this particular aspect of working with my clients is that this was a common pain. I love small businesses. I think that they're often the most underserved population. And so I really wanted to find ways to really help them. And they all said, I hate to hire.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And it is difficult because if they are not successful in hiring, it is a huge financial loss for them.
Right.
Absolutely.
And in addition to that, the most small business owners know their expertise. They know their expertise, but they often don't know how to run a business. And they definitely aren't trained in human resources, so they don't know how to hire.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake that they make is that they hire somebody that they like, but not someone who may have the capacities that they need. And so that's the thing that I find to be the most difficult for them. They don't know what it is that they're looking for. That's where I come in.
And I constantly see small, medium-sized business where they're trapped, right? They're stuck in this spot where they can't grow.
Right.
Because the principal is not only wearing the hat of the technician, but they're also then doing the accounting. And then they're also going and doing the marketing. And then and usually marketing suffers the most because so then their business can't grow to that next level because they haven't thought about what it really looks like to scale.
And they don't have the resources. And by resources, I mean the personnel
Human
that can
capital.
help them make that next jump.
So tell me a little bit about process. Do you do testing with
Well, we
your
do a
recruits?
more unique service, Brian. Thank you for asking that. Yes, we have a series of tools that we use to really help identify the inherent capacities within the applicants. So what happens with most recruiters is they get an applicant who comes in, and the recruiter reads their resume, and then makes a decision as to whether or not their resume is in line with what it is that they're looking for. Well, there are enormous number of factors that go into making sure that the right person is sitting in the right seat doing the right work. And the resume is only one of them. Their experience is only one of them. I want to make sure that they also have the capacity to do what it is that they need to have done, in addition to being able to have a good cultural fit, or what their energy is, and so on.
It's a big balance. And Brian, they're not tests, they're assessments.
Assessments, I get it. Thank you.
Yes,
For those
true.
with test anxiety, right? It's really just
Right.
about who you are.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
assess
failed that
well, so
assessment.
there you
Brian
go.
has failed many crazy tests. No, I'm just
No.
joking.
I assess well.
What are the other benefits of using your services besides just the use of the tools that you provide?
In addition, we can help the business owner actually determine what the most effective position is really going to look like. So sometimes the owner has, or the business executive here has an indication in their head as to what it is that they're looking for. But with a thorough coaching audit, with an audit of the team and an audit of the whole process, we can determine what it is we really need to be looking for. Do we need someone who has a lot more of the customer service skills? Do we need someone who's got all of the data processing skills? What is it, and in what proportion do we need to have those in the next applicant?
Yeah, and full disclosure, I hired Theresa almost 3 years and 2 months ago. And she helped me hire my current director of operations, Gabby, who does a great job.
Gabby's a rock star. Gabby, hope you're
Fantastic.
listening.
Yeah. So my experience personally with that is it was great because it wasn't just about the candidate. It was also about, well, what's the culture we're looking for?
Exactly.
And when you're hiring people, you can do a couple of different ways. You can train to culture, or you can't really train to culture. It either exists or it doesn't. But you can grow talent, or you can hire talent. And for us, it was a need to grow because that's going to be a little bit more economical, right? But if you have to go out and hire talent, you're going to pay more at the end. Gabby's grown well, and we appreciate that so much.
Every applicant wants an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the other pieces that I think for business owners to understand, that as they hire someone, they have to be thinking about what the future is going to look like as well. Where are the opportunities for this person to grow?
Mm-hmm.
So what tools do you use to find the top performers?
Well, we use a variety of assessments. I use an assessment called the Core Values Index to actually determine the inherent capacity of an individual. But I have some personality assessments. I have a conflict resolution assessment. I also work with the business owner and coaching them to find out, what it is that they see as the biggest issue. I may do a team audit of the entire team to find out where the gaps might exist for that team so that they can help grow. And then further, one of the most important pieces is after the person is hired, we can coach them through a success program that is called our First Quarter Performer program.
Oh, that's good. So you kind of guide them for the first 90 days, basically.
Exactly, to make them that top performer that the business owner is looking for.
That's awesome. So, okay, time to get real. Like we haven't already, but let's just pretend like
talk.
we're serious. Yeah, real talk. How effective are you at finding the right person?
I think my clients would say extraordinarily effective. I mean, I have clients who have been with me for maybe 6 years doing this. And if they have grown and they've changed, they come back over and over again because they find this service to be so valuable.
Yeah, I would echo that statement.
So how much does the service cost?
Literally a fraction of what you would pay to a big recruiter. Because our objective here is to really help small businesses. So we're not in this just for the big payout. We're really in this to help small businesses grow. And obviously we want to make a profit, but our objective here is to partner co-partner with the business owners to help
Yeah.
them grow and achieve what they want to.
That's great.
So, what have been some of your biggest challenges in serving these small to medium-sized businesses?
Undoubtedly, the idea that a business owner thinks that they know what they want, but they don't have a recognition of what they actually need.
Mm-hmm.
So the value of being able to help them identify what the need is for this position
Mm-hmm.
and how to frame it within a posting, how to help them identify the gaps throughout the whole team that they are missing.
Yeah, and I know that Theresa has an immense amount of skill set across the gambit and can step in and look. You've run many businesses,
Yes.
large corporations, managed HR departments, that kind of thing. For the small businesses out there, what would be one tip that they would take value from after listening to this show?
So you're asking me what I would want them to take away?
Yeah.
I would want a small business owner to take away the idea that they don't have to hate hiring. They can actually hand this process over, and it will be far more cost effective than they would if they did it themselves. And they will get the high performer that they're actually looking for.
Awesome.
Wow. Do you have a favorite book for small business owners? You got a fave? Give me a couple.
Yeah, there are a lot of great books out there right now, but one of my favorites, particularly for small business owners, is one by a woman by the name of Beverly Kay, and the title says it all: "Help them grow or watch them go."
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Awesome. Well, how can our listeners get a hold of you?
You can go to our website, empowermentstrategiescoaching.com, or you can give us a call at 425-254-0577.
Awesome.
Theresa, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks. I really enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
You're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan at 1150 KKNW. After the break, we have some more Real Talk and, of course, some great final thoughts. We'll be right back.
Somebody wrote that for you.
They did.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact: homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time home buyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Do you hate hiring? Of course you do. You spend hours poring over poorly written resumes, scheduling interviews for individuals who don't show up, and when you do hire, they often don't work out. It is a soul-draining experience that costs a fortune in energy, time, and money. Empowerment Strategies Coaching and Consulting takes that pain and turns it into a pleasant, stress-free, concierge-style experience for the busy entrepreneur. We do the work, and you get to make your choice from 2 or 3 top applicants. For you, there are no resumes, no time-consuming interviews, and no mistakes. Why choose us? Well, we use tools and assessments that recruiters don't use. We partner with our clients through the entire process, and we commit to stick with you until you have a top performer in the right seat doing the right work. We can also provide additional coaching to further ensure high performance within 90 days. Our clients love the partner relationship we develop with them and come back again and again as they grow, change, and add more top-performing people. To learn more about our unique service, go to empowermentstrategiescoaching.com or call 425-254-0577.
Do you remember the feeling when you fell in love with and made an offer on your home? Green Design specializes in creating those magic moments for buyers by showcasing your home in its best light. Our expert home staging assures that buyers create an emotional attachment to your home. Tiffany and her talented staging team have quickly become one of the East Side's most respected home staging companies, having been awarded in customer satisfaction many times over by House. When it's time to sell your home with confidence, call Tiffany with Green Design's Home Staging to schedule your consultation. You can call or text 206-795-3686 or visit their website at greendesignsllc.com.
Get inspired every hour right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
Well, hello and welcome back to Real Talk on 1150 KKNW, AM 1150 KKNW. Let's get right into our final thoughts for the day. Brian, what do you got? What's your brilliant thought of the day?
You know, as you probably know, I'm a resident of Sammamish. My wife and I frequently go to the city council meetings.
So what's going on in Sammamish?
Sammamish, like many cities in our area, are struggling with growth, and there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of controversy over the all of the homes being built and traffic concurrency. So last night they had a special meeting because recently 2 concurrency certificates were issued to the Sammamish Town Center. So they're building 400 some odd homes, 59,000 square feet of commercial, and people are really, there's a lot of people right now that are just, residents that just want to put everything on hold until they get
take a time out.
Take a time out. And the thing that I found interesting was I wasn't surprised when I saw those concurrency certificates issued. What concurrency is in terms of traffic is that the roads have the capacity not only to handle existing traffic, but to accommodate the traffic that will be created by the new development.
And that's the most common complaint that probably anybody has about development is that the city municipalities don't plan for the movement. As I look out at 405 right here, jam-packed full of cars.
Right.
I mean, traffic is an issue.
Right.
One thing, one of my good friends who worked for INRIX said that the sign of a good economy is high traffic.
That's
right?
true.
So
People
along the lines, I mean, listen, the city of Sammamish would not be building what it's building if the economy wasn't robust.
Correct.
And to get back to your story about the concurrency is, well, how do we move residents in and out of this town, especially when you add 400 more homes?
Well, and see, it's a process. And one of the things that they do is through planning, the TIP, the traffic plan, is a 6-year plan that's required by the State Growth Management Act
with King County.
And what they do is they assess traffic not only against existing roads, but against the future plans. And so that's how these concurrency certificates were issued. But my whole point here, what I want to get to, was it was a surprise to me that it was a surprise to others. And there was a very full council chamber with people that wanted to understand what's going on. So where I'm going with this is get involved.
Yeah.
If you want your voice to be heard, they always do a public hearing, public comment period where you can address the council, you can talk to city staff. I am, my experience working with the city of Sammamish is they are fabulous. The staff there, I can't say too much good stuff about them. They are helpful, accommodating. I hear criticism all the time, and I just think it's completely unwarranted. But the thing too is I'm involved. I'm educated as to what's going on. One of my lines, I'll hear people get up to the mic and they'll talk about the city staff is in the pocket of the builders. I'll turn to my wife and I'll whisper, "Ignorance is not a virtue."
Right.
And the way you avoid it is you get involved. You show up at the meetings, and if you don't want to go to the meeting, they're broadcast. They're broadcast live. They're also recorded. There's no reason not to know what's going on. And I find also that our city council, the mayor, the city staff, they're fabulous. If you send them an email, you're going to get a response and a thoughtful one.
Well, and it doesn't have a direct impact in affordable housing, but supply and demand do play a role in affordability. So by adding more homes, you're actually reducing the amount of increasing the amount of supply.
Right.
And while the demand will probably outpace that at this point, it's one of the big challenges. It's why they call them growing pains and not growing fun, right?
That's right.
It is a pain,
Yeah.
but getting involved in your local city get the details. The
Right.
developers have to follow the rules.
That's
and if you don't like the rules that are done, get involved with getting
Tell
those
the
rules
council
changed.
to change the rules.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Yep.
So anyway, the final thought is get involved.
Yeah, so if you're out and about and you want to have a good time, there's an awesome opportunity for date night. It looks like Unexpected Improv Comedy is at Post Alley in Seattle this weekend, August 30th and 31st. Tickets are $7.50, and the show starts at 8:30 Friday and Saturday. So sounds like a fun date night. I don't know if you know this about me, Brian, but I was a bit of a thespian in high school.
You were.
Very small
There you
bit.
go.
Like I was the one that walked on. I was like the extra walk on. But that's about it.
Well, that concludes our show for this week. I want to especially thank our guests, Tiffany and Theresa, for coming today and speaking with us about their services.
Thank you, guys.
It was a great show.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Very informative.
All right, until next week.
Thanks for listening.